This conference will now be recorded.
And Mary Manila.
Oh, Mary. Watch my mouth.
Ease up, Tonto.
That's right. You take it easy.
And everybody's moving so far.
Fine.
Buddy.
Same here.
I was in an hour and a half ago. It was nasty there. There's 6 inches of snow at Point Rush. On the lake.
Shoulder break. You printed it. No, really. I mean, I've seen it. I just might need to print it.
So, Fury, we got that orange Z-Bot book on there. Orange Z-Bot.
Where was it? One?
He was just inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I'm watching my clock so I can start the meeting. So focus.
Grab your hatchet.
Oh, no, that's not the official clock. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So, Don, how many sets of minutes are we approving this?
Whether you want to do 2 or whether you want to do 3, it doesn't matter. I've got the one for November 6th. I emailed it to everybody.
Right.
It's in your box.
Okay, so we're doing
All of October.
all of October's and then November's. Everybody get
If
it?
you want to do the 6th of November now too, then you get them up online.
Why not? Anybody have an objection to that? A chance to review the minutes?
I don't know if I can vote on it. I did watch I accidentally missed the meeting on the 6th, so, but I did watch the video today with Dawn, so I don't know if I'm allowed to vote on the minutes, but I did review the video.
Why don't we, so the 6th, why don't we keep that one out separately? So we'll do a motion for all the October minutes. Is there a motion to accept those minutes?
I'll make it.
Darren, is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. For the minutes of October 6th, can I have a motion?
November 6th.
November 6th. Oh, geez. November 6th, can I have a motion to accept those minutes? Tina,
I'll second.
Aaron, any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. 3 and 2 abstains, I think.
Did you abstain?
I didn't get permission to.
Right, did you? Oh, you weren't here either. Never mind.
I just figured that's what.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. Louis?
A few things we're doing, we helped the Parks Department put the playground equipment together. We also helped them cut the tree down at the tennis courts, we've done. Other jobs we've been doing is cleaning leaves at the end of culverts on all our side streets. So they can flow free for the water this winter. We've been busy plowing snow and cutting trees at the middle of the night with all the windstorms we've been having. And a lot of truck maintenance. Also, I put in your mailboxes an estimate for tires for our loader. I'd like to, I need to order them and have them installed. So I'm looking to get a
Resolution?
to ask if I can get loader tires. I got 3 quotes, only 2 responded back. And one was, the cheapest was Rice Tire in Westport. And that's who I like to use, so.
What's the total amount?
6,900. Does anybody have it up there?
Yeah, 6,300.
Okay.
60, yes,
Then,
no,
Warren Tire was, I think, 1,000 more.
so 6,400. So can I have
I have that in my maintenance budget.
we'll just make a resolution authorizing you to make that purchase from your own budgeted funds.
Yep.
Not to exceed 6,400 without coming back.
I just have one question on that. There's a 13, on the Warren Tire one, there's $1,355 for 2 checks. Is that for like installation? Or-
Yes,
Okay,
there's split rims,
okay.
so, we're not equipped to do split rims anymore. So it's a pretty dangerous job, so that's why we have them do work. There's labor on that other one too for them to come and install them.
That's
Yes.
included in the 6,300? Okay, that's what my question was.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's all together.
So can I have a motion and a second to approve that?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any further questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Tim,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes,
Tina? Yes. Favor?
Yes.
The only other thing I have is our boom tractor. I need to send to John Deere because the second gear is no longer in it, so I have to send that out to John Deere and get looked at.
Would you give us an update on the employment stuff?
Yes,
Does that make you?
I have 3 applications from Indeed, which people from Saranac Lake, Keysville, Plattsburgh area, Peru, and then I have 2 applications from 2 people that live in town.
I don't think we've had an actual formal meeting since Norm departed.
Mhm.
Departed sounds terrible. Since Norm left and we started going to work for somewhere else. And so how do you finding the manpower going with Norm? Do you think the applicants may be?
I have one really good one from another town,
Okay,
so
right.
with good experience with a Class A driver's license too, and so
okay.
I'll be interviewing probably those. Actually, I think the ad's out for the 19th people, so they have the 19th to apply. So
Okay,
Yeah, and I gave out one more today, so,
okay,
and he's gonna be bringing it back, somebody from Jay.
so
yeah, so I think, the way, so the next official board meeting would be in December. So we'll probably, some sort of update on how things are going and things like
yeah, I'm
that.
probably hiring somebody soon.
Okay.
We're in the winter,
Okay,
and I have somebody that's having a baby too on my crew. So
His wife
well,
is
he's
having-
not.
His wife. His wife is having a baby.
So he might be out for a little bit too. So I've been driving and taking up the slack. So
okay. Thank you. Water report, I think he's submitted his monthly report. I'm not gonna read it. Parks, there's no report. John did leave and I gave to the board members and their cubbies this afternoon a request to purchase some salt of some kind of a certain amount. And so I figured at this point, I think he's perfectly competent to make the decision without board authority. But he may feel better if we give him a resolution saying, please approve it.
can I go run my mailbox?
Sure.
I didn't get that. I'm
You grab
sorry. I also didn't see
too.
the water department thing.
Okay.
Can you grab mine too? Yes, thank you.
Well, maybe there's no report from Eddie then. He's been so regular about that that I even assumed it was probably.
But it being the wrong day, we may have forgotten.
It's all right. Yeah. So it's excused.
Permission to go ahead and put it in the minutes so when he gets it to us?
Sure. So, going back to John's request, you got a copy of that? All right, so can I have a resolution approving, authorizing John to do that particular purchase for salt?
Just a silly question. Louis, can he get salt from you?
He uses, different stuff for the sidewalks.
Okay.
It's the blue stuff that has calcium in it,
Okay,
so it works a lot better.
thank you.
And I think it's pet safe too, all that stuff.
Okay. Anybody want to make a resolution authorizing John to go ahead with the purchase? Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Tim,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Tina? Yes. Favor?
Yes.
I should say for the public, it's for 49 bags and it's $749, just if anyone is wondering what we're voting on.
And it lasts like.
I walked this morning, you used it.
I don't think it's
No, it's not.
necessarily salt for the big sidewalk.
It's for
It's
all
for
of
like the sidewalks here.
Yeah. And it lasts like, I think you last like 2 or 3 years with that pallet.
Okay. Next, Doug did submit a written report this month, which shows what's happening with him and permits and site visits and things like that. So I guess we can accept that as part of the minutes.
There, I'll make it.
Thank you. Second from any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I'm gonna write that for both the water and the code, if that's okay? For
Sure.
the other 2 minutes?
Sure. All right, reports from the board members. Tim?
Well, thank you all for coming. Nice turnout. I have to say I'm extremely grateful and honored and by the support in the recent town election. And I will do my best to live up to that support. Congratulate all the candidates who ran. It's not easy to run, especially in the present environment. I don't think social media has done much to help our civic discourse. So I think the town should be appreciative of everyone who ran and put themselves forward for what is generally a pretty thankless job. If you followed what I said through the campaign, I was serious about all of that. We are going to try to do as much outreach as we can in the year ahead to get public input about what the public would like to see the board focus on in the future. In the same vein, there will be at least a couple of committees, and if you want to have a say in the town's future direction, I would appreciate, just get a hold of me or get a hold of any member of the incoming town board. There is opportunity to have a say about the town's future direction. And I think my report is not complete if I do not mention that we need another assessor. So that's a paid job, and hopefully we can find another assessor. I hear Jessica is working out very well, and I think the board is appreciative of her stepping forward. We would like to find someone else too. It's about $6,000 a year, I believe. So if you're interested in getting involved, please contact any member of the town board. Thank you.
Thank you. Darren?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Laura?
I attended the zoning and planning board meetings this past week. They're moving forward with some new regulation suggestions that will come to the town board at some point regarding opportunities for home ownership and changing some of the wording around in the code. something I've been asking for years. So this is, I'm encouraged by it. And I think it'll be a huge opportunity for people to have homes in the area. And that more to come on that, I would imagine. I attended the Wilmington Historical Society presentation this past week. They did a presentation on local artists, and I could only stay for a couple of them, but it was Art Amato and Boylan Fitzgerald, and it was a really nice presentation. And I have to say, Karen has a pretty advanced technological setup with the screen, so I was, maybe we can work on something with her for sort of training to get some, so that you guys can see what we're presenting, because it hooks up to a computer and it's a projector onto the screen with a computer next to it.
The
So
screen behind me or the TV?
the screen behind you.
Yeah.
And she has a little laptop, so I think we could project things in front of the town people instead of it being to the side. And I think it would be good for us when we have presentations. And then I'll save it for next time. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Tina?
Just an update on the library. They were voting on their budget tonight at the meeting they're at now. They had a crafting your story workshop this past week, and that went very well. They had very good positive feedback. On 11/20, we're hosting an adult home pet care with Paws and Claws at 6 p.m. at the library. The library will be closed on the 27th and 28th for Thanksgiving, and the Friends Bake Sale, cookie sale, I should say, is December 13th. And the only other thing I wanted to touch on was just to touch base again on the memorial wall. Just to touch base when you're talking about committees. That's one committee I think we should form and put together, and think about where a lot of people have come to me and thought about maybe Preston Field, because we have the time capsule there, putting it there. And this way we can put the wall up, put the veterans part, or maybe a fireman's part, and then put a town workers part, where every dedication goes to all the people that have dedicated time to our town. And then we could have the benches, trees on each side of the wall. And then we could do the bricks where people could actually buy bricks to the walkway for other family members as well. I will make a copy of everything, or something like one of the walls we could do. And I think, Tim, you might have mentioned yourself at a meeting one time or two ago about how we didn't have a sign at Preston Field where it didn't name it, or somebody did, that we didn't really have a name there on that field. And so maybe we could actually put the sign on that where it names the field, so people know where that is. And then we can actually honor it, and then the names could go on to the bricks. We could name it like a veterans part, a fireman's part, and a town workers part. So we're honoring everybody, Nick, Franny, Delvin, Shirley, and all of them that work, Judy, Bobby, Lauren, all those that work for the town. Greg and all of them could be on that. And then the firemen like Delbert Hosley and all of them that dedicated, Greg Grant and all of them that dedicated all their years as well. And then our veterans as well, because we do have a lot of veterans as well. Adrian Lawrence, and all of them as well. I think everybody should be honored. So I think we should actually put a committee together for that as well, or that should be something that should be obtained, and there are grants available for things like that. And that's all.
Would you like to be on that committee, Tina?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because I've already talked to people about the grants.
Great.
So,
For it.
thank you, Tina. I first realized I didn't put in, but I'm going to offer the courtesy of the floor to Joyce and the Visitors Bureau to talk with us.
Okay, we have hired someone. Her name is Christine Ortez. She is from Osceola Forks. She was our best candidate at this point in time. She's working close to 40 hours. The Visitors Bureau is still open from 10 to 2, Monday through Friday, and Barb will still be there on Saturday. And she's doing a great job. We've got the Christmas party for the kids going, and she's got forms going. She's got posters. We're all going to be, there are like 4 of us that are going to meet with the Roost group on next Wednesday in regards to where they can help us do our PR, et cetera, with town. And we're really excited. We are looking for, some board members. We've had a few people leave us, so we're looking for community business people that would be interested in being board members on our board. So if anybody is interested, they could either talk to Christina, myself, or at this point, Sarah Walter.
The meeting, are you meeting with Dan Kelleher? Or?
Nope, we are meeting with the new young lady from Roost who is taking over, or helping Eileen with the Whiteface region. Her name is Kim Beach.
Oh, she's taking over from Eileen.
But she's not taking over for Eileen. Eileen is still staying on. She's just going to be helping Eileen with the Whiteface region. So.
Is that meeting open to the public?
At this point, no.
I would be interested in attending, but maybe we can talk about that some other time. You're looking for more board members. Are you looking for 2 board members? Or?
We're looking for at least 2 board members. But they also need to be members, like they have to be paid members of our membership. And that's something else that Christina is actually working on with Emily right now, is our membership. That's where we're at.
The annual dues are 50?
Well, they're different ranges depending on what you're looking for from us as a board.
Okay.
So
Is 50 the lowest?
Personal is 25
Okay.
or 35 at this point, but we might raise it. Because it is a generator for us, a revenue generator for us. So that's something we're all working on at this point.
As if just a regular citizen wanted to become a member, what do they get in return for that 35? It's just a donation, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking as members, we look towards them. The board looks towards them to volunteer for events or whatever we're doing in town. The Christmas party, because we do normally have a Christmas party for our members once a year. But if they're just like myself, I'm at this point, I was a business member at one point, but I've become just a personal member now. It's basically the Christmas party, that we have for our members.
Do you have an estimate of how many members you have at this point? Can be
I'm thinking there's probably about businesses, there's probably about 75 to 80 businesses. I know you don't think that but they're all different businesses. They're rentals, they're contractors, they're whoever
right.
are entitled to being on as a member. And that's where the tiers come with whatever they choose to be. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. For my part of the report, I will, earlier today, I emailed members of the board who asked that 2 of them step up and be liaisons with Adirondack Roots for the homestead housing project on the Goring property. Adirondack Roots apparently has some grants that they're trying to get done. I've not seen any of the grants. They don't really tell me much about them, but they are worried that they're going to miss their opportunity without somebody liaison. I'm not going to liaison. I got tired of being whipped for the progress on that. So I've got a month here and I'm not going to do anymore. So if the board's interested in picking up this project and working with these guys, go right ahead. I can appoint a committee as the chair of this board. of two people from the board to liaise with them so they can keep working on it. We've also had discussions at the board level. Darren brought it up that it may be time for us to reconsider whether we want Adirondack Roots to be the project manager of the project. But again, I have no opinion on it, and I'm not going to involve myself. That'll be for the next year's board. Adirondack Roots started off with, the small houses, and then they tucked themselves into a little bit of affordable rentals. That fell flat on its face. I did a lot of dancing around to help them look as if it wasn't a total, face-saving stuff. And so I met with them in July. They told us we'd need to come up with around $300,000. I said, don't bother the town until we've gone through our budget season. But apparently they have a grant and they want to keep moving on the project. So I'd like to ask for, it seems to me it could be two members who will be here next year. And see if somebody wants to be on that committee to liaise with them. No, it's good. I'm looking for board members right now because they get the, if there's a grant that needs to be signed and the board members have signed off on it, the supervisor, deputy supervisor's signature would be needed.
Okay, I'll
Okay,
do it.
okay. So Tim. Anybody else?
As I said in the email that I wouldn't be interested until we set up a meeting with them. I said that last month that I think we should either have Adirondack Roots come back in or Adirondack Land Trust and try to give us some updates on what they can do for us, because right now they've been working on this project for a year and they haven't impressed me. So I'm not going to liaison or help them out until they decide to step up to the plate and move forward.
I can ask them to do that for sure.
We probably won't have a work session this month, right?
Correct.
Oh, I don't know what's on me.
We could do, do you want them to come, and I assume you want them to come meet with the board, talk with the board and the public as soon as possible. And if that's the case, I totally agree. But I'd rather not wait till a month till the next regular monthly meeting.
Well, what we don't know is the urgency of their grant application. So if you'd like to find out how urgent it is, that would help decide the board what, I personally don't feel like getting backed into now we have a deadline when they went ahead and got grant applications without any so much as communicating that stuff with me or with the board or giving us copies of these things.
Well, I don't think we've talked to them since what? April.
April.
And they had their walkthrough and said that we were held up because of bats, and we've never heard anything from them since.
Well, I did, but I sat with them in July to talk to them about the money.
They want the town to come up with 300,000.
That's what their spreadsheet was showing, what the costs were. And I said, well, we have to now go back and actually budget. Because we've spent all the money on the Northern Borders grant that was gotten by Randy Preston years ago for a septic system and got repurposed for this project. So we used the Northern Borders grant to buy the property from the Gordings, and then Adirondack Roots asked us to kick in the $23,000 towards their preliminary engineering costs, and we did. But normally, originally, the town's plan was to save that $23,000 towards its own in-kind infrastructure improvements. So, we've accommodated these guys, and I just sometimes feel like they're scrambling.
Favor, can I get a copy of the original contract with the Gordings?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Darren. I mean, I feel like it's stalled out. Like I said I think I said at the last meeting or time that we discussed this, that, we might be out that money that we have put in towards the architectural and design things, but if we paid for it, we should be entitled to those plans, right?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we could offer that as a starting point to another group that might be interested in working with us. But, yeah, I've not been encouraged by this progress at all, but, and I don't necessarily want to be a liaison with that group if there's that kind of,
Well, it's a feeling for the board. So we're in like, we're in a twilight board position here.
Yeah.
And I know what I think. Essex County Land Bank, for what it's worth, is really energetic and going out and doing lots of things in Jay and all over the county. Essex County Land Bank is more of a governmental sort of offshoot than, basically an NGO, which is what the Adirondack Roots does. So they seem to have more energy and stuff like that, but it's never going to be. So she could come and talk to us. Did she come to Jay? Steve?
Yes, they've all come down, but last I was told, they're in line for another house on 9N, and there's like enough money for, I think they said 32 more homes. We've got the property.
Yep.
They probably do it.
Yep.
They're looking for it.
They do this type of project. The projects I'm familiar with them doing are more like dilapidated houses that they.
No, they don't take donated land, because on 9N, it's now a vacant piece of land. And they took it from us, so we gave it to them. Cost us cleanup, but in the end, they ended up, through the drain network, paying the $70,000 cleanup fee. And I think it cost the town $7,000 to buy out the taxis or whatever, to turn it over to them. But still, that's cheap for what was there. And it got rid of a budget property, and it's going to be it's a modular, put on a foundation with a garage. From the way I understand it, it's like a $300,000 home. It would be sold to a couple for about 150. So they have to be working people. They have to have credit. It's not Section 8 type of housing. It's for affordable housing for families. So I think in the spring they're talking about breaking ground on the 9N project. That'll be the second one for us.
Okay. Now,
Can we get out of our contract with the Roots? We can.
I think the
I know
memorandum
we've
said
signed
we could,
several.
I don't think we have a contract.
I think we had the memorandum of
understanding
understanding that
and
said we could,
Yeah, we could go our separate ways.
I think that was part of that first section of it.
yes, it's much looser than an actual contract.
And Tina,
Okay.
was it Roots or Land Trust that did the houses in Keene?
No.
Roots did.
But you're still having issues there, and there's still not a single person in those houses, correct?
Didn't they take a long, long time as well? Like more than 10 years?
No,
No, okay.
No.
Less than 10 years, more than 5.
it was a long time getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. But the people were supposed to have been moved in last September and November, a year ago, and nobody's in them yet.
So that's encouraging.
So, there we go.
We're excited.
Just one moment. If you wouldn't mind calling Emily Polite.
She's okay.
And then you can discuss what they're doing.
A lot of has to do with the bank.
That's them, but I'm just, I know you know Emily. She's on their board and she has reached out to me about, sort of the urgency of this. So if you give her a call, that would be fine. Go, you had something else you want to say, Tim?
Have you had many interactions with the people with the land bank?
Well, what I have is, I am right now because I'm on a special task force with them about auction properties and helping the Essex County Land Bank get those properties. Also, no, we have enough of a friendly, cordial relations with a lot of the supervisors who have had success with the land bank, and they'll talk about it. They have a housing force task committee. I've sat in a couple of those. But Jay is quite pleased with what they've seen from the Essex County Land Bank and Jay. Ticonderoga has a bunch of houses coming in, and he seems pretty pleased. And they seem that they have a budget. They know they're budgeting and all that stuff. They get access to millions at some point.
I don't think anyone could fault us if we did part ways. I mean, I think
I'm not, yeah, I'm just,
I think it would be,
I just think maybe have to
Yep.
chat with them. Please. So that's it for my reports. Let's see now. So the new business is, we have the fiscal year 2026 final budget. We have the local law, it's not local law now, it's going to be a resolution to amend the senior citizens partial real property tax exemption. And then we have two contracts. Florida said they had their ambulance contract this year. The fire department has yet to review and approve it, but it's the same as last year's exactly, except for I changed the dates based on Orta's information on what weekends they want the ambulance to be available for the ski season. So in any case, we've been doing this one for years. This one also includes ski passes again.
Really? All
And an
right.
assigned value of $18,000, $3,000 or something. They put some number on it. So in any case, so it does have the ski passes. This is the stuff that I talked about last year, mainly with Cliff and Dan. But so it's here, and I know I asked Chris to give a copy to Cliff for signature, and they meet next week. So we're meeting now. So that's one. The other is the fireworks contract with Young Explosives Corporation. And it's $6,000, which is the same as last year. We're not going to get as many explosives for that price because their prices went up, but I asked them to keep the price flat. And so that would be a resolution to authorize me to enter into that contract. So those are the three things on the agenda. Anybody have a preference which one we'd like to start with first?
Probably just as they're listed on the ABC.
Okay. So the fiscal year 2026 final budget. After the hearing that we had a week ago, a little more than a week ago, we on November 6th, there's been some discussion, and those of us, there's now a proposed final budget based on those discussions. The preliminary budget had been adopted by this board. Whatever date that was. I've lost track. So the preliminary budget, so the discussion was we'd like to see if we can increase the revenues on the sales tax item to help pay for the raise to 5% for the town employees. I had suggested at the public hearing that full-time town employees, hourly employees, 5% seems appropriate, but that anyone elected should be 4%. And since I suggested in an email to the board earlier this week that I'd like to also include the highway superintendent at 5% increase. And I haven't given them my reasons, but I'll give them my reasons now. I wrote them out. So the highway super is kind of a different thing. So most elected officials, they work, but it's not necessarily full time. So your assessors, your judges, things like that. But the highway super is kind of like a department head who needs to be ready and available at all times during the year and during the evenings. So first, it's entirely possible that Wilmington will be down 1 or 2 full-time employees next year. A few applications have been received for the current open position, and the board will get updates on those applicants. But fewer full-time experienced employees means the highway super will be working even more hours than before, more than the salaried employees, who also, after overtime, bring home more pay. Second, while the question of longevity pay seems settled by this board, as regards elected officials, highway supers seem to be a different category to me than the rest of them. Because though elected, they need to work like salaried department heads. But if this board wants to, decides that longevity pay is inappropriate, I think the 5% raise is appropriate to help make up for that distinction for the highway super. So I made that suggestion that we amend the preliminary budget to give 5% increase in wages to all full-time salaried employees and to the highway super. And then we were going to increase the revenues, recognize more revenues in the sales tax so that it would be no budget effect in terms of the tax levy. And Nicole has put together that proposal. Yep. The following proposed changes were made by, they're in favor, but raise 5%. General fund appropriations would increase $3,413. That would be offset by sales tax revenue. The highway fund appropriations increase would be $3,800, offset by an increase in the equipment rental revenue. And the appropriations for the water districts of $624 would be offset by an increase in the metered water sales. And she's identified, she gave each of us a copy of these things, and it has the budget codes for each of them. So that is the proposed amendment to the preliminary budget. I'd like a motion to accept the proposed amendment as discussed and written out like that, and include that into a final budget so that we can vote on.
Make it.
Is there a second?
Awesome.
Discussion. Jeannie, you have anything? Nope. Okay.
A question that just occurred to me with the water district estimated appropriations increase of 624. That will cover the additional 1%. It wouldn't seem to me that it would. Okay, that's 1%.
Okay.
I guess I'll say for the record, this budget is the best budget since I've been on the board. It has a lot of things that I've suggested for years. There are other things that I'm not as excited about that the next board may reevaluate. So I don't want to be accused of hypocrisy if I vote for this and then we choose to reevaluate some of these things. However, having said that, I will vote for that. Just want to make it known that some of these things we may look at next year.
I just find it relatively awkward that we went through several discussions on the budget and you've had very little to say. I wonder why you didn't bring up any of your concerns then.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but we'll have a different board next year.
What does that have to do with your concerns?
I think that my concerns have a higher likelihood of being heard.
And yes, Tim, I'm very aware.
Yep.
I think most people are. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any comments or questions, Laura, you want to make?
No.
Okay, roll call. Roll call.
Tim,
Yes. Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Tina,
Is
Favor.
that a yes? Yes, yes. Thank you very much. So that budget passes. Thank you very much, everyone, for that. Thank you, Nicole. That was a lot of work, and we made a lot of little changes towards the end.
Thank you.
And you put together a lot of great papers for us to review, and we'll get the full picture of it. So thank you so much, and thank you for coming to these meetings. And that's well done.
Yes, Nicole.
So the next one is the 2025 amendment to the senior citizens partial real property tax. I've written it down as a local law. That's just years of me being hidebound about lawyers. But we can do that via a resolution to change that. And there was one created and passed to the board.
Thank you, Dawn, for doing that. Does anyone, I have a copy if anyone wants to look at this.
So you want to talk about it before I ask for a resolution?
Sure. I've heard more than once that with the assessments going up and, we can debate how much that impacts property taxes, et cetera. But I've heard more than once that, whether we increase the tax levy by 1.9% or 3.9%, the people who really feel that are the seniors on fixed incomes. That's the people who are particularly hard pressed by some of these tax increases. So to try to give relief to these people, we're allowed to exempt a certain part of their income. I'm sorry, a certain part of their, help me out here. We're allowed to exempt, we exempt their property taxes are based on their income. And if you're now, what we've adjusted it to is if you're making up to 30,000, if your annual income is up to 30,000, you qualify for a 50% exemption on your real property taxes. That decreases at 5% intervals up to a little over 38,000 annually. And at that point, you're just getting a very small break. But so it's not that generous, but it's something, it's a step in the right direction. It's increased by, all of these intervals are increased by 5,000 across the board. And if we want to go farther in the future, we can go farther in the future. As we've said every time, the problem with doing this is that it pushes the property taxes onto everyone else, who many of these people also feel very hard pressed. So, but at least we are taking a step to give some relief to senior citizens on fixed incomes.
I'd like to offer a resolution to adopt that amendment to the senior citizens exemption.
Yes, I will make it.
Is there a second?
Second, I also just wanted to say, I think we're one of the highest in the county for the exemption numbers for the income limit. So that also is hopefully going to push other county members to go in that direction, because it is pretty important to, that's a very tight income.
Right. I think if memory serves, and if I was understanding everything correctly, this will put us at 38,400 is the second highest in the county as far as giving some relief.
Yeah.
Again, that's if memory serves and if I'm understanding all these documents correctly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the highest income for a senior citizen to get some relief from the property tax. Okay, so any other questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Tim,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Tina, yes, David.
Yes. Thank you. Also, I talked a little bit about those contracts. Motion to, a resolution to authorize supervisor to sign the 2025-2026 ambulance service agreement on behalf of the town between ORDA, the Wilmington Fire Department, and the Olympic Regional Development Authority.
I only have we can make the resolutions and then just.
Sure.
I'm gonna write this resolution that this is, that when the fire department approves it.
We'll come back if they don't approve it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, discussion, good, or question? So
As far as the compensation part, I mean, I see it's the town receives $100 per hour or whatever, and I'm going to rely on the fire department about that. And I know this is kind of a nitpicky thing, but they're saying that they're going to provide the fire department with 2 corporate ski passes valued each at $3,000.
Yep.
And I kind of question that part of it because I was actually just on their website today looking at season ski passes and you can buy them for $1,099. So I'm kind of wondering how they're coming up with $6,000 in value when they're only valued for $1,099 right on their own website.
I do have a comment on that. So this can be used, so it's common through businesses and it can be utilized for anybody in there. So a season pass is based per person. So I can't like use my season pass for my son. So this is, you can be utilized by more than one person. So if it's sitting in a box, I would assume that the town board members can use them as well, right?
No, it's absolutely. Not Louis.
That's
He's
not
the
how it's
former-
ever been in the past.
Yeah, it's the volunteer, it's mostly, it's certificate for the volunteers.
Oh, okay, that's fine, but it says delivered to the town.
Yeah, I understand.
And why are well, that's my understanding. That was what I wanted to say on that. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. It's just, it seems like they always want from the town and Orta's not very good at giving back. I mean,
Totally
ski
get that.
passes are totally free for them. And it just seems like for us providing their water and now their ambulance service and everything, we get very little. And they're trying to make it this like, it's some great big deal giving the local town that supplies all these services to ski passes. I just feel like they can do better. And that's basically what my comment was about it.
I don't disagree. I was just explaining what.
I agree with you.
Okay, and in that same vein, I was just wondering, the town, it says that the payments will be payable to the town of Wilmington. Is that separate from the ambulance, from the fire department?
Charlie?
No. And I didn't know it said that, but I think we actually received the payment.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is an accommodation. They can only sign contracts with the town.
Right.
They've
So
been,
do we just need to change that language?
no, they don't want to see it changed. Kind of deal. This is the, I think originally, they had to have a contract. It's why we have this and why the town's involved in the ambulance service at all, is pretty much because of, the need for Orta to sign a contract with the municipal body instead of a volunteer fire department or something along those lines. So I don't really understand sort of the whys. It's kind of the reason why it costs so much money. They put such a big value on those seasons passes. That's for their own group of people who are reviewing their documents and saying, well, what the heck are you doing giving seasons passes out to the town of Wilmington volunteers? You lost the value. So they assigned a value. But we're not paying for it, and it doesn't really affect our bottom line. We don't have to say, well, we got $6,000.
So I agree with Laura completely. Corporate word is because it can be used by anybody in the fire department. It's not an individual.
It's just that's something that has changed over the years too, because there used to be any volunteer firefighter used to be able to go.
Back in the day, if you were an active volunteer fireman, you could ski for free.
Right. So that's why I said they keep taking more from us and giving less back.
They finally said that's illegal and you can't do that. So then we didn't have them at all.
Yeah.
And now that's why I favor when you started the conversation, and it includes 2 passes again.
I assume those 2 passes get a lot of use. Would the fire department like to see us ask for more than 2 passes?
In the future, you can do that, but good luck. I agree. We'd love to go back to the old days when, you just went up and signed in and got the pass. But they've hired a ton of lawyers. Things have just gone.
Well, this town board is dominated by lawyers. I wonder if we should ask for more passes.
I would say next year.
Yeah.
This year, because ski season is starting in 2 weeks.
Next.
Now, this program, just so everybody understands, I don't know if everybody understands how the program works, is we lease them an ambulance with a driver on weekends and holidays starting Christmas week. We're volunteers the rest of the time during the week, and but it covers all through Christmas week and all through President's week, and then weekends from Christmas till April. they supply the staff other than the driver.
Yeah, I was thinking, like Darren said, or like Darren suggested, $100 seems low, $100 hourly rate, but if it's just for the vehicle and the driver, I
Just the
guess
vehicle and the driver.
that makes more sense.
Yes, plus we bumped it up
Yes,
a bit last year's contract.
And that money goes into your budget.
that goes into our budget to help replace ambulance. I mean, and we don't get rich. We make like 40,000 a year.
I'll make the motion to accept that and hopefully Supervisor-elect Follis will work with, order to work on some more passes for the town of Wilmington.
I'll cut off their water.
Yeah. I like it.
All right, so motion, Darren, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, Young Explosive Fire Corporation. So this is the same contract that they gave us last year, that I reviewed last year. So, they will provide us with all the federal certifications and bonding and all that stuff ahead of time. I found them to be very pleasant and professional, and they really like Wilmington, primarily because Wilmington offered fireworks during COVID. When his business, he lost a lot of people canceling events, and he always thought well of Wilmington because it stepped up and gave him some work during those times. And he comes up himself, so it's the guy who's sort of in charge of it. Shows up and meets up with Robert. He'll come with somebody else, and they enjoy themselves up at the ball field. So that's what's going to happen this year. Is the event itself will be at the Visitors Bureau on December 5th. Santa Claus will be in the Visitors Bureau. They'll be able to gather in the Heritage Park next door to do some outdoors things. Hopefully the weather won't be as cold as last year. And the fireworks will be set off from the park baseball field, which, at first we had a lot of discussion about using the youth center, but it became a problem for us where to locate the fireworks. That's probably the best spot in the town right now to do that. So I appreciate them rethinking it and moving it to the Visitors Bureau because it's also sort of a location for the fireworks question. So that's the contract. I have a motion to authorize me to sign it.
I'll make it.
For a second. Any questions or?
Did you reach out to Santa's Workshop and was it too expensive again?
Well, not for the event. Tina and I talked to Doug Waterbury in the event that we would want to set off the fireworks from their second parking lot. And he agreed, and he had a few conditions, but that was always sort of my backup. I was hoping that the park baseball field would become available. But that's what we did this year.
Actually,
Go
I
ahead.
can fill in on that. They don't have a general manager right now, or an office manager, or anybody to run the hat shop, the Christmas shop, or a couple of the other ones.
Or
So,
someone to cook dinner.
My dad said he's gonna be the next GM 14, so.
yeah, they're using right now. They're actually looking for a cook right now to do the previews, because they don't have anybody from Mother Hubbard. So to have something there right now would be a problem. But we did call.
We did call.
You did call.
I did call.
Oh, yeah, we called.
And we did try, but there was just,
And then Faber and I did talk to Doug about the fireworks and stuff. So having it there would be, next one. We did try that, yes.
Gotcha. I knew that they didn't have a general manager. I didn't realize about the hat shop and the cook. I didn't realize they were in such disarray.
They're scrambling now for previews right now.
So, if you know anybody looking for a job, they're looking for 5 weeks up there for the previous for just about any position. Part-time, so I mean, send them up.
Okay.
put on your elf shoes and go have fun.
Very good.
They were, I have to say, they were really neat when they were set off from that parking lot, the fireworks.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
Well, having it in the village is really good too.
Well, the event, yeah. Okay, so there's a motion and a second. Any further discussion, questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
$6,000.
Huh?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Because you know the money.
Roll call, please.
Tim,
Yes.
Darren,
Yes.
Laura.
Yes.
Tina. Yes. Favor.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so next is the budget transfers. I started to do something at the end of the year and end of my career, a budget resolution to authorize budget transfers and amendments. And I typed this out and I've given it to the board. In the future, it would be helpful in terms of keeping track of when we start moving between lines, to make the balance, the budget balance, that a form like this be adopted. So the top part of it is about line transfers. So this resolution would move $1,500, which is the balance left over from the band concerts, into the youth program CE. And the youth program CE is where the money for this particular fireworks is going to be paid from. The youth center PS, we're going to move for now $3,950 to the youth program CE. And then there's a separate Christmas account, which will be closing upon the transfer of this check, $550. And then we'll close that account, and then it'll be gotten rid of in terms of having the town having a separate checking account. So those are transfers that would be made from funds, already budgeted amounts. The next one is an amendment. We're going to amend the budget. So we have to recognize we have more interest earnings. We have $20,000 in interest earnings this year, more than what we budgeted for. And so we would recognize the interest earnings and apply it towards the parks EQ for $14,056, which was the trailer. And we can't do it just yet with the bed tax money because we haven't received our third quarter payment. Right now, we're below what we budgeted for in revenue from bed tax, but any day now or whatever, we'll get the third quarter payment from the county. And then we can use the bed tax money to make budget amendments towards the end of the year when we start balancing the books. So that's what the form looks like. So let's see, I'm going to offer the adoption of it as written. Is there a second?
Second.
Darren, second. Okay, discussion. Go ahead. Any questions?
We're over on beach.
Yeah, that's where I'm waiting for the money from the county. Let's say the county's the third quarter check for bed tax is $35,000. So that'll be, we apply to that stuff to make up for basically the budget gap that we have in the beach and a couple of the other, the parks department and things like that there's a couple of our budget lines that need some attention. The bills have been paid. That's the other thing. The bills have already been paid. It's just us adjusting the budget so that it balances at the end of the year.
Nicole, building CEs is 22,000 in the hole. Could we take that from contingency or no?
Yeah.
We can.
Yep.
Do we have another option?
No, I'm just waiting to see what our revenue is coming in. If we have,
We have lots of overages and revenues.
yeah, so when you look at the revenue page, right, we have all the red ones. Is that revenue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surpluses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can start doing that kind of stuff. So where I took the interest in earnings.
So next month we'll have another one of these.
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce
I like it.
the topic that way.
Thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Tim,
Yes.
Darren,
Yeah.
Laura,
Yes.
Tina. Yes. Favor.
Yes, thank you. Finally, a resolution to authorize bill pay from October 14th to November 11th via the claims.
Make it.
Laura, second?
Second.
Tim seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, carried. All right, I'm sorry, everyone. Public comment. Charlie Terry.
I just want to congratulate all the winners and thank all of the candidates for picking up their signs.
Thank you, Randy. Randy was on sign detail. It was a more enjoyable experience this year than 2 years ago.
I don't like
Even his zoning said, even his zoning doesn't like.
All right.
I just got
Thanks, Charlie.
a question, just so there's no confusion on it and it's not any type of controversy. Don, can you just read back the motion that you made for passing the budget? Because when that passed, I felt like there was a little bit of confusion in there between accepting the changes that we made and the budget. And I want to make sure it's read that the budget was accepted at the same time.
Oh, I was, yeah. I was
Okay.
put that in
Yep.
there.
Okay.
The changes.
Is the budget under the cap?
Yes.
It's under 2%, right?
Yeah, 1.98 or something.
And
Or even less now because of the 4% for the,
no, it'll be, it's staying at 1.9. The property
Yeah,
tax
it
stuff
was
stays
just
the
moving
same.
money around.
Yeah, we're just recognizing different kinds of revenue. Yeah, and as we've been mentioned, according to some really wacky formula that the state of New York has, Wilmington was allowed to go almost up to 4% in property taxes without seeking a local law to bust through the tax cap. But we didn't do it. We kept it below 2% this year anyway. And so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Thank you. Motion to adjourn. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just handle this thing. Yes, I'd like to, because of the holidays and where I'm going to be, Thanksgiving and stuff, I'd like to cancel the regular scheduled work session at the end of the month. Any objection to that? Okay, so thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Oh, we have one more thing.
Oh, Tina, all right.
The New York State Association of Towns, if anybody's planning on going, and that's already on the board. Early enrollment has already started, so you can get it in for the discount price. So it doesn't cost the town.
That's all right. I am not going anywhere near New York City.
So what I would like to offer there is, because we still have money from this year that we haven't made,
Oh,
and we would have next year's budget for those people, I think we should definitely send Tim, being a new supervisor, and I would like to attend. And then if Laura and Hannah or Randy would have to go, we still have money in next year's budget to send anybody else.
Yeah.
But we can make the resolution now out of this year's budget to send 2 people. And then we could make a resolution in January to send anybody else that would want to go.
sure, we can do that in December.
And I
We can
don't
discuss it.
Now and then two.
know
Correct.
about the court's budget, but there is a lot on the court and the court clerk, the judge and the court clerks and stuff. A lot new sections on all that too this year, so I don't know
Good, yeah,
if
good.
they're interested.
So I have a motion, a second to adjourn the meeting.
Can I just tag on? I'm sorry. Can I just tag on to what Darren said? It is a really good conference. I do recommend that the newly elected officials attend. There's also a good conference in Albany that Laura's attended, but I haven't attended, but she spoke very highly of it.
I think that for new officials, the new official training in Albany is the better one to go to because it is more geared towards new officials
I don't know.
than the New York one, which I believe is more.
It's a party.
They're good. I mean, any member of the public can look at the classes offered and they're good classes,
They're good
highly
classes.
relevant.
It's good stuff out there. Right.
Yeah, and
Okay,
they got a lot
adjourn,
of new-
adjourn.
Who's making
Thank-
it?
When is the conference in Albany?
January.
And the one in New York's in February.
Motion to adjourn. Darren made the motion, seconded by Tina. All in favor, aye. Thank you very much.
Oh, Pat had her hand up.
I just wanted to mention that I was watching the news this morning and I saw Eric Carson's name on the national news twice. Yeah. Cool.